What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video. In this video we will talk about France Football claiming that Liverpool had a 35 million euro bid for Villarreal's explosive Nigerian attacker winger, and also we will have some major transfer updates on the future of Harry Wilson, who is on loan at Bournemouth and he's doing great, and also on the future of Xherdan Shaqiri and Dejan Lovren. Let me know guys how many players out of these three, and also if anybody else, how many players would you sell if you were in charge of Liverpool in the summer. And if you enjoy these transfer news videos, leave a like and let me know where are you watching from in the comments below, and subscribe, turn on the post notifications so you never miss the latest Liverpool transfer news. So France Football, who are a very well respected sports newspaper, and they are very good. They started the Ballon d'Or basically. They report that Liverpool had a 35 million euro bid for Villarreal's Nigerian attacker Samuel Chukwueze, rejected in the January transfer window. He's just a 20-year-old attacker, but he's explosive. He has a lot of pace and he has been identified as a good cover for Mohamed Salah on the right hand side of Liverpool's attack. Jurgen Klopp, apparently according to this report, feels that he's well stocked in other areas, and he viewed the January arrival of Takumi Minamino as cover for Roberto Firmino, whilst Divock Origi and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain are good backups for Sadio Mane, according to the report in Jurgen Klopp's mind. Villarreal rejected the offer because they want to receive the amount listed as his release clause if they allow him, Chukwueze, to depart, which is £65 million. And according to the report, Chelsea are also watching and scouting him very extensively. So Samuel Chukwueze is a player from Nigeria. He was born in 1999, so he's just 20 years old, and he had a pretty decent season last season, scored 8 goals from 38 games. As a winger, that's pretty okay for like a 19-year-old, basically a teenager, a kid. And this season he has 4 goals in 21 games, so around the same goals to games ratio, but I think he could be one for the future. And this would make a lot of sense, because while Mohamed Salah is performing at the peak of his powers right now, and possibly in the next 3 years, we shouldn't buy another right winger who is as good or almost as good as Salah. It would be wasted money because he would just sit on the bench. I mean, who would you play ahead of Salah? Almost nobody in the whole world. And also this guy could learn the trade under Jurgen Klopp, and he wouldn't have the immediate pressure of scoring goals for Liverpool straight away. He could have one season to be bedded in if we sign him in the summer, and he already has 13 appearances for the Nigerian national team as a 20-year-old. That's a very impressive feat as well. He started off his career in Villarreal. He played for the B side in the Segunda División, and also he was promoted to the Villarreal first team in La Liga in the 2018-19 season. So it has been a very impressive career so far for Chukwueze, because, for example, he played 9 games in the Europa League last season for Villarreal, and he won the bronze medal for the Africa Cup of Nations, and also they revealed the 50 youngsters to watch in world football by UEFA's official website. And according to them, Chukwueze is worth around 33 million euros. And also, to add more fuel to the fire, reputable Liverpool FC journalist Neil Jones has claimed that Liverpool have kept an eye on Chukwueze in the past. I already made a video on him previously. We have been linked with Chukwueze, so we have been scouting this guy quite extensively for more than 1 year now, and he may be a great cover for Mohamed Salah. As I said, he wouldn't have an immediate pressure on him to come in and score goals straight away. He would have a bedded in period, and also I think his potential is very high. He has a very good physique, a very good pace, and Jurgen Klopp, I think that favors players like him who can come in as a young player, and Jurgen Klopp can nurture him, develop him, mold him basically into the player that he really wants, and probably the player that Liverpool really needs. Chukwueze plays on the right wing and he has a lethal left foot on him, so he would be the perfect candidate to put a little bit of pressure on Mohamed Salah at Anfield. And according to Neil Jones, who is working for Goal.com, the scouts are already circulating. Liverpool are among those who have been alerted by Chukwueze's progress in the last 12 months, and the expectation is that he will move on sooner rather than later from Villarreal. And do we want to wait another 2 or 3 years until Chukwueze maybe becomes a much better player? Or do we want to sign him right now for a relatively cheap price? Because if he goes to Valencia or Sevilla and he lights up the La Liga with like 15 goals, he would cost probably double the price. But if we sign him right now, we could really nurture him and develop him and mold him into the player, as I said, that Liverpool needs. Chukwueze has been attracting interest from all over Europe, but actually he first caught the eye when he helped Nigeria win the Under-17 World Cup in 2017. So this guy is a World Cup winner at Under-17 level, and most of that Nigeria team turned out to be pretty special, and he has progressed into an important first-team player for Villarreal. French side Lyon are also among those who are monitoring Chukwueze, but according to Foot Mercato and France Football, Liverpool are considering making a move in the summer. I mean, we don't bid for this guy unless we are seriously interested about him. And of course I can understand why Villarreal rejected the offer from Liverpool for Chukwueze, because they probably think that they can get a lot more money for him in the summer. And also Liverpool were really not desperately in need of a right winger in the January transfer window, because we had Xherdan Shaqiri, but he has been pretty inconsistent. And let's link now this story with the Chukwueze potential transfer, that Liverpool could sell both Xherdan Shaqiri and Dejan Lovren in the summer transfer window, because both players have found playing time hard to come by, and they have found themselves out of favor at Liverpool, according to some English newspapers. Both Shaqiri and Lovren have featured very rarely for Liverpool this season. They just made 9 and 13 appearances respectively, and it can be argued that neither of them have been helped by injuries, which is probably very true. And I feel really sorry, especially for Shaqiri, because every time he could have an extended run in the team, it seems like he picks up a small injury or knock here and there. And even Jurgen Klopp said that he was frustrated with the injuries that Shaqiri got. Shaqiri was linked with a move to Roma in the January transfer window, but of course Jurgen Klopp said that we are not selling any players, we need all the players for the run-in. And I think that both Shaqiri and Lovren are actually quite likely to leave, because Jurgen Klopp will restructure the squad a little bit at the end of the season. We will probably sign some younger backup players, and if Shaqiri goes out and Chukwueze comes in, that's already a very good refresh for Liverpool, in my opinion, because Shaqiri, he's probably already reached the peak of his career, while Chukwueze is only going to improve and get better. So why not give playing time to Chukwueze and let Shaqiri join a club, maybe a mid-table Premier League club or a mid-table club in Germany or in Spain, where he can regularly play and get minutes under his belt, because I still feel that Shaqiri is a terrific player, but of course he's not as good as Mohamed Salah, who is one of the best 5 players in the world, in my opinion. I think Michael Edwards will be very active in the summer this season, but you could argue that maybe he will have more players outgoing than incoming. I don't think Liverpool need a major overhaul. We just need 2 or 3 players, maybe 1 superstar and 2 or 3 young players. I really think that we need a good right back backup for Trent Alexander-Arnold, maybe a good left back backup for Andrew Robertson, and yes, let's sign a young centre back who can play instead of Lovren, if we sell Lovren. As also Chukwueze would slot into the Shaqiri role, hopefully with less injuries and more playing time than Shaqiri. Liverpool definitely need to sign a player who can play when Salah and Mane and Naby Keita will be at the Africa Cup of Nations. But this guy is also African, so that's another problem, that if he's selected for Nigeria, which is pretty likely, then Liverpool will have another player going to the Africa Cup of Nations. I think that Nigeria qualified, but correct me if I'm wrong. And the next story is that Harry Wilson could be on his way out of Liverpool as well. He's of course on loan at Bournemouth, and I really want this guy to get a proper run in the Liverpool team. But the development and the rapid rise of Curtis Jones might mean that we have to say goodbye to Harry Wilson, even though I don't really want it, because I think that Harry Wilson is good enough to be a good squad player for Liverpool. But of course, ultimately, Jurgen Klopp will judge that. Harry Wilson had a very successful loan spell at Derby County. They almost got promoted to the Premier League. And then he went to Bournemouth, where he's having a great season. He already scored 7 goals this season in 22 Premier League appearances. For a struggling Bournemouth side who are battling against relegation, that's a very impressive goals tally. I mean, check the league, how many great world-class players have 7 or 8 goals this season, and you can see among them Harry Wilson. And according to this report, Wilson is regarded very highly by Liverpool, but it's not expected that he will challenge for a first team spot next season, because the rise of the 19-year-old Curtis Jones has been so rapid that Jurgen Klopp maybe would be willing to cash in on Harry Wilson, which would be pretty harsh on him, because I don't think you can ask much more than what Harry Wilson has done already on his loan spells. But that's the cold hard reality of playing for Liverpool. You have to be almost like world class in any position that you are playing, and Harry Wilson is definitely not world class right now, and maybe Liverpool don't see him as developing into a player who can score like 15 goals a season. Only time will tell. It's very difficult to fit in almost anyone into this Liverpool team who are not already in the squad. As I said, if Shaqiri goes, then I would give Harry Wilson a squad space. And I think both Harry Wilson and Curtis Jones could have important roles next season as backup players, squad players. And I think that Harry Wilson probably deserves at least a chance, just one season, to really go hard and try to prove to Jurgen Klopp that he is good enough to play for Liverpool. And now let's hear about this incredible interview that Dejan Lovren gave to Sky Sports. He said that he wants Liverpool to become as great a team as Pep Guardiola's Barcelona, who won almost 20 trophies in like 4 or 5 seasons. Liverpool are just at the beginning, and this is what Dejan Lovren said. I've been there from the beginning with Jurgen Klopp, and it took quite a while, 2 or 3 years, to build everything up. But let's say we clicked this year, maybe even last year, but we missed out by 1 or 2 points. Now we understand each other, what we need and what we want, and I especially want that we are remembered maybe like the Barcelona team that won in 4 years something like 20 trophies. Why should we not do that? I think we can do it, and I want that we are remembered as one of the best teams that have played in England, not only for this year but for many years. And Lovren insisted that the atmosphere in the dressing room this season is like nothing he has experienced before, and he says that Liverpool's selfish desire to win matches is what makes this Liverpool squad very special. And I quote Dejan Lovren here: "It's not a lie, it's a privilege to be in the dressing room and to see smiley faces, but it's not just about smiley faces, it's about how we are still reacting on the training ground. We are still hungry, still greedy, and this is what makes us special, to be honest. I think many other teams would go easy now with a 22-point lead, but we don't look at these 22 points. We are just focused game by game, and this I think is simply the simplest way to be the best. It is a good experience also for the younger players to understand that even if you are on top, you still need to work as hard as if you were in the middle of the table or in last position." And Lovren also said that he's very happy at Liverpool and he has at least 5 more years in top professional football. But of course, He understands that he's now 30 years old, and he said, you never know what will happen in the summer. I'm patient, Lovren said. I'm working behind closed doors a lot, and sometimes it is frustrating when you don't play. You are fighting with yourself in your mind, asking, why not? But you are accepting it, you are moving on, and from my personal point of view, I want to be better every day in the training sessions. The day will come when I will get again in the chance, so I am happy that I am not injured, which is the most important thing, and I'm also happy that we are all together and we have a full squad at the moment. Of course, I want to be in the team that wins many trophies, and I think and I feel that I have quite a lot of years to give, especially in professional football. I'm 30 years old, so another good 5 years. I don't think I'm just a throwaway. If the club needs me, I am here, I am happy, but you never know what can happen in the summer. At the moment, I am just focused on the point where I can say I made it as a part of a great team, that we made it. He's referring to winning the Premier League title, and I think this is a brilliant interview by Dejan Lovren, and it just puts a very interesting spotlight and inside information into how the Liverpool squad and how the Liverpool players' mentality is just second to none. Even with a 22-point lead, Liverpool want to win every game. And I think that's the kind of attitude that brought Liverpool to this position. So why change it? It's absolutely brilliant. It's working so far. Absolute wonders. And what I love about the Liverpool success is now Carlo Ancelotti is absolutely frightened and feared the fact that Liverpool could win and celebrate the Premier League title at the home of their biggest rivals, Everton. I mean, one of the biggest rivals, Man United are also one of the biggest rivals of Liverpool. So manager Carlo Ancelotti of Everton said that he is hoping Everton will not have to watch Liverpool clinch the Premier League title at Goodison Park. That would be just incredible to see the Everton fans. They would probably walk out of the stadium and just the Liverpool fans would stay in the stadium if Liverpool wins the title there. This is what Carlo Ancelotti said. The thought is that Liverpool is going to win the Premier League, but I hope not at Goodison Park. There are a lot of stadiums. Why in Goodison? I think it would go down well for the Liverpool supporters. That's what Ian Rush said. I'm not sure about the Everton supporters though. It would be nice to win it on Merseyside. Ian Rush, another Liverpool legend, continued, but I would like it to be Anfield. But if it's going to be at Goodison Park, I don't think any Liverpool supporters would be angry with that. That's the understatement of the year. One thing for sure is that Everton will be trying, certain that they don't win it there. So that will be a really entertaining game. If there is a chance, just a chance that Liverpool could win the title at Everton, Everton would do everything or anything to not let that happen. And wherever Liverpool wins the title, I'm fine with it. And I'm torn a little bit because winning at the Etihad, away at Man City, or winning at Everton would be really special. But winning at Anfield and just having all the Liverpool fans packed into the stadium and celebrating a league title, that would be, I think, the most special for the fans as well. But let me know what you think. And I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It was a lot of fun to make. Thanks for watching. See you guys. Goodbye.